All right, today we're going to do something really cool and super practical. We are going to build an entire conversation in Mandarin from scratch. I'm talking from the first hello all the way to the final goodbye, just using the phrases we're about to cover. So let's get right into it. Now, the goal here isn't just to memorize a random list of words. Nope. What we're doing is creating a story, a real-life interaction. And trust me, that approach is what makes these phrases actually stick, because you'll know exactly when and why to use them. You know, every single conversation has to start somewhere. So let's set the scene. Imagine you see someone you know, maybe a friend you haven't seen in a bit. You want to say hi. This first part is all about lighting that initial spark. So what's your opening move? I mean, you could just say hi, right? But let's try for something a little warmer, something that really acknowledges that it's been a while. And here it is. This is the perfect opener.
好久不见.
It literally means long time no see, so it's this really direct, warm way to get things started. Go ahead, try saying it out loud.
好久不见.
So after that great opening, what's next? You can follow up with this. 一切都好吗? This is your way of showing you actually care. It's not just how are you, it's how is everything? It's a great open-ended question that really gets the conversation flowing. Okay, so the ice is officially broken. Awesome. Now it's time for the essentials. This is where you figure out who you are and who you're talking to. Let's move on to our next couple of building blocks. Just think about it for a second. What are the first two things you almost always ask when you're meeting someone new, or maybe just getting reacquainted? They are the absolute cornerstones of any introduction. First up, the big one, the most essential question of all. 你叫什么名字? I mean, you can't really have a conversation without knowing who you're speaking with, right? This phrase is your key. Come on, let's hear it. 你叫什么名字? And right after you get their name, this is a fantastic follow-up question. 你来自哪里? Asking where someone is from is just a great way to find some common ground or maybe learn something new about them. It really helps build that early connection. Okay, so you've nailed the greetings, you've done the introductions. Now the conversation gets really fun. This is where you move beyond the basic facts and start to discover shared hobbies, things you both enjoy. So check this out. It's like a simple little dance. You ask the question, 你喜欢什么? Which just means, what do you like? And then they can answer with 我喜欢, followed by whatever their hobby is. So in this example, it's 我喜欢看书. I like reading. And what's so great is you can just build on that simple little structure. Once you know 我喜欢, you can pretty much plug in any activity. For example, 我喜欢跑步, I like running. 我喜欢游泳, I like swimming. Or 我喜欢做饭, I like cooking. See, it's a really powerful and versatile little pattern to learn. All right, let's add another tool to your kit here. This one is 我会. This means I can. And it's absolutely perfect for talking about your skills and abilities, which is another fantastic way to connect with somebody. And what's cool is you can actually reuse some of the same words. You could say, 我会做饭, I can cook. Or, 我会游泳, I can swim. You can also talk about new skills, like 我会唱歌, I can sing, or 我会跳舞, I can dance. You see how all these little pieces are starting to connect and build on each other? All right, let's shift gears a little bit. We've covered facts and hobbies, but, you know, the real heart of a good conversation, it's emotion. This part is all about how you can share your own feelings and, just as importantly, ask about theirs. You know, a great conversation isn't just about trading information. It's about making a real connection. So how do you get into that more empathetic space? How do you ask someone what's really going on with them? Well, sometimes you can just be direct with simple, clear questions like, 你开心吗? Are you happy? Or even, 你生气吗? Are you angry? Asking these kinds of questions shows you're paying attention and that you really care about how they're feeling. And hey, if they do share something with you, something a little vulnerable, this next phrase is just incredibly powerful. 我知道你的感受. Saying, I know how you feel, is one of the best ways to create a bond and show someone true empathy. Now, we've arrived at maybe the most significant phrase of them all. 我爱你. 3 simple words that carry so much weight and meaning in any language. This is really the peak of emotional expression. And of course, there are other ways to express that deep affection. You can say, 我想你, I miss you. 我需要你, I need you. And this one is so important. 你很重要. You are important. Each one of these is just a powerful tool for connection. All good things have to come to an end, right? And that includes our conversation. But ending a conversation well is just as important as starting it. So let's look at how to say goodbye and leave things on a really positive note. So here's a simple little framework for saying goodbye. If you're just leaving for a moment, you can say 我马上回来. If you're wishing them well as they head off somewhere, 玩得开心 is absolutely perfect. And for that wonderful final touch, 保持联系. Keep in touch. It leaves the door open for your next conversation. And just like that, there you have it. You did it. From that first long time no see all the way down to keep in touch, you have literally just constructed a full, meaningful conversation in Mandarin. That is a huge accomplishment. But you know what? This is really just the beginning. You now have a complete conversational arc, a whole story that you can use and adapt. So the only question left is, where are you going to take it from here? What will your next conversation be about?